Howdy, Cowboy Gamer here, and you're listening to the 17th episode of the Portable Gaming Podcast. Now, I apologize again for delays and everything. I started playing a game, and it's kind of just controlled, well, I'm not going to say controlled my life, but it's definitely taking up a lot of my time, my free time that I had. I didn't even have that much this week. For free time, I figured I'd easily be able to get out podcasts and do a couple other things, but lately, when I have free time, I'm like, I want to do this. I'm like, nah, I'd rather just go and play this game. So, I'll talk about that shortly. Still no winner on the $10 gift card. I'm still really surprised. Another hint, if you will, it is my longest podcast that I have done on my YouTube channel. Figure out what we're talking about in that podcast and message me and you'll win that $10 gift card. Still really surprised it wasn't a very difficult question, but I guess it means going through a few different podcasts, and some people might not be interested in that. Plus, a couple people that probably know the answer are not turning the answer in. They're being nice and letting other people win, so kind of nice on them, but if nobody claims it, I'm just going to have to figure out something else, or I might just give it to a good subscriber, something like that. We'll see. Let's jump into what games I am playing. On mobile, still doing Fallout Shelter. I'm getting up there. I'm at 109 dwellers, and I'm getting to the point where if I keep getting dwellers, the game starts to have more problems. It's not reacting as quickly to clicks. Trying to keep people alive and heal them is sometimes a little more difficult in fights. Plus, right now I've got so many guys with max stats, level 50s, and I'm staying out in the waste, and they're out there in the waste. They don't have to come back for like 2.5, 3 days. So, really, the only reason I need to ever turn this game on is just to check all the people that I'm increasing their stats, and using like special rooms to increase their stats, and just click on them when their time is done. So, really, turning this game on twice a day is really all I need to do anymore. There's no point to staying in there, because if you stay in there, I'm getting most of my resources from when my dwellers come back, because I'm making 10,000 to 15,000 caps every 4.5 days. So, and that's per dweller that I've sent out. Currently I have 5, but I will have, I think, 8 very shortly. So, I really wanted to go and get all the rare items and outfits and all that, but I have max charisma on these guys, and I'm saying them out, and people say that you can randomly meet other dwellers out there and befriend them and bring them back to your base. However, I have not had this happen once, which is another reason why I was stopping, because I figured I'd get dwellers in that way, but haven't had that happen. Multiple times I've gone out, but still just not meeting anyone else. I don't want radio rooms to increase my happiness and bring in more people, just because I don't want to go up anymore unless it's by finding a dweller. So, pretty much done with this, but maybe a couple more times next week I'll just turn on for a little bit. On PC, still playing Civilization 5. Haven't gotten too many recordings lately, just obviously running out of time, but still doing that. World of Warships. I finally got my Kuma, which was a Tier 4 cruiser, and I got enough experience, so I got my Tier 5 cruiser. Still working on my Congo. I mean, I need like 30,000 more experience on the Congo to get the Fuso, and that's really what I'm going for, is the Fuso. Everyone just keeps saying how amazing the Fuso is, so I'd really like to do that, but we'll see. I've been trying to get a bunch of my friends into playing it with me, so I can kind of create divisions and have teams, and we can all play on TeamSpeak and have fun doing that. But currently, I'm still at the phase where I've kind of told everyone about it, but they kind of need to get download, and there just isn't going to be a lot of time in the next week or so, probably, to be playing much with anyone else or friends or anything. So, just a lot of work to do these days. But I'm still enjoying World of Warships. We'll see if we'll see what this new game does to me, if I can keep coming back to it. It is free to play, so it's not that big of a deal. Either way, I haven't sunk any money into it, so we'll see. No Nintendo games currently. We'll see next week. There's talk about the... I need to check to see if I got the Triforce demo, if anyone gave me that. Also, the Yokai Watch demo is supposed to be hitting the eShop shortly. I'd like to read up on that because I haven't found out if experience and what you do in that demo is going to carry over to the game. And that's kind of my big thing on demos now is... I like the idea of demoing a game, playing it, trying it out, but if you're not going to save everything I do and let it go over to the actual game, there's kind of no point in me playing the demo. I'll just kind of decide when the game comes out and watch some videos, reviews, and see if I really want to get that game. Again, this week, the Vita is coming on strong with my playtime. I have... I've been playing a lot of that. In fact, I actually just left my 3DS on the charger. I haven't even desired to turn it on or keep it pop on to it, even though I can just pop it open. The Vita has just got so much more I want to do right now. Broken Age, download that on when it came out for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Been playing a lot of that. More time than as far as I am in the game. I know it's not a long game, but I've just been having a lot of difficulties with it. I know it's just a point-and-click puzzler, but even some of the basic puzzles near the beginning have just been taking way longer than I want them to take. It's almost more of like, once you get an item, go back through and use that item on every single person or location. Make sure you talk to everyone again, run through all of their dialogue boxes, because it's just that one random dialogue box that you have to click on while you're having this this item to see if it works and it progresses the story. Not super liking that, but it's more of just once you get the item, just click through everyone. You kind of have an idea of where you need to go, but sometimes that doesn't work, and then you just have to go through all the rest of the people, and you might as well just try every single option you have available. There were some surprises to this game, though, that I got really stuck on parts, and I was just like, I have no idea how to progress this, and I was stuck literally for an hour on one point. And I broke, and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch a video and see what they do to go through this, and watch it, and I was like, oh, well, I never would have done that. Doesn't kill me, but I never would have thought to go through that. So, yeah, definitely a lot harder than I expected. I really like the ability to jump between characters. I'm pretty sure jumping back and forth between characters was going to affect the gameplay, and so you'd have to do something, find an item, and then you could get it to the other person so they could use it, but haven't figured out how that's going to work yet, and it might just be in Act 2, but we'll see again. Persona 4 Dancing All Night, been playing that a ton. I only have it for another 15 days, a little less than that. The story mode at least has been picking up. I'm happy about that. There's still a lot of talking, but there's not as much between dances, or there's about the same amount of talking between two characters, and then it's like, let's keep going, and then we run to another dancing point. So I'm happy about that. I've also been doing a lot of the free dance stuff, which just go through and just play all the songs. I found out that there are 2 new characters by doing that you don't unlock them until you finish the story mode, so you can't buy costumes or any of the other oddball stuff with them. But the songs are... they're not bad. There's some good beats. A couple of songs stuck in my head when I'm at work. All of a sudden I see myself thinking the song out in my head or humming it, stuff like that. So that's good, but the songs are just reused a lot of times in this game. When I'm going through Free Dance and I'm like, here's this song, and then I unlock a new song a little later and it's the exact same song, only it's been remixed. And I'm like, really? You couldn't just get like 10 songs? This is a rhythm game. I mean, half the fun is finding all these different songs, not just having the same 10 songs and then redoing them multiple times. So that's kind of killing me. They're all kind of Japanese songs. They're trying to sing them in English, and it's kind of fun to see what the title of the song is and then hear them say that word and how it sounds completely different than what you thought it was. So a little interesting, but yeah, just the reusing of the songs is not as fun. I might actually go back into the story. I was doing Free Dance. I beat all the easy stuff. I'm working on the normal right now, but I just think I'll go back and play the story for a little while and try and beat the story mode before I have to return this game. That is, if this other game doesn't take up my Persona 4 dancing all night time. I will say that for Persona 4, I did notice one night about 1 a.m. that I had been dancing and playing the dance stuff for the last hour, and I was like, well, I guess I've been dancing all night, kind of, but not really. But it was funny. It was a fun little realization. And the game that I will even title this podcast around is not on a handheld. It is not on PC. But it is on Sony, a Sony device. And that is me breaking back into my old PS3 and breaking it out. I don't have a PS4, so it's just PS3, but I started playing Destiny, the Taken King. I know some podcasts, people really get sick and tired of just hearing about Destiny over and over and over, but Bungie and Activision, all those guys have been really doing pretty good with this game. I've been impressed with what I've been hearing and how the game has been done so much better than last year. I am currently a level 37 Warlock, but I mean, just got a couple more levels to go until I hit 40. Finished most of the main story missions, so that's cool, but it's just gotten so much better than what everyone said it used to be, and I'm really liking that. Some of the levels really hard. There are points when you just can't respawn, so when you die, you go back to the last checkpoint. And I've gotten a lot of points where I've just been like, same guy over and over, and I just keep dying like 10 times, 15 times, and I'm like, man, I almost had him down that time. But it's interesting, it's rough, but really loving it. I'll probably have more to say about it when I hit 40, just because then I'll be kind of grinding out reputation and getting certain armors and weapons and stuff like that. But I really like the idea of a massive multiplayer online game with first-person shooter. I did not think I was going to like it as much because I'm not as big into first-person shooters, but I do enjoy this. The one downside I currently have with it is usually I would pick up a game like this because my friends are playing it, and so we have interaction and we can talk and really enjoy the game together. However, none of my friends want to really get into this game. They don't like the idea of this. They'd rather go back and play WoW if they were going to do that, or they have other games they want to play. So I usually, for buying a console, it's like, where are your friends playing at? My friends have the top-of-the-line consoles. A friend has a PS4. He really doesn't play it, and he doesn't play online games. So that ruins that. A couple friends have PS3s. They really only turn them on rarely. So, and they just don't want to get into Destiny. So, a little sad about that. Most of my friends more PC gamers. They'd rather see Destiny come to PC. But, oh well. It is what it is. Kind of wish it was a little faster on some of the load times. You can definitely see where there's a load menu going on. They just try to make it a little better so it's not, doesn't feel like you're sitting there watching a loading screen. So that's at least good. But yeah, just really want to get more into this, and I really am an idiot. I will say it here first. I'm a noob when it comes to this game. I don't know if I'm doing things right. I know I'm leveling up, but once I hit level 40, I just don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to find people that I can get into a fire team with or group up, that type of thing. So we'll see. Definitely looking forward to it all. So that ends what I'm playing. Let's jump into the gaming news. One little random little tidbit that could affect Vita and 3DS for gaming. Fifth Cell it created a game that some of you might know called Scribblenauts. And they have announced that they are creating a new IP, but not much more than that. Just good because it'll probably be on 3DS or Vita. So that'd be great. Big Nintendo stuff. There's a couple of weird amiibo things. I'm not going to really delve into them yet. It's a lot more teasing right now, and there's nothing really confirmed. But I want to wait, let it play out. Maybe next week I'll have the final news on being like, this is the changes. Miiverse, something probably none of you guys use on your 3DS, but it got a big overhaul. Supposed to be making it a lot more easily or user-friendly. Still got some horrible load times. If you own a new 3DS, definitely check out Miiverse because they fixed so many of the load times. But players can now see what's trending on Miiverse in real time, share posts, ideas within the community. They can check to see what other people are playing via the Play Journal and live feeds. I mean, it's interesting. It's kind of like what should be in the console anyway, constantly. When you turn on your PS3, how you can see your friends list and see what everyone's playing, or you hop on Steam on your PC and you see who's in a game and what games they're in. Kind of like that, only you're doing it in Miiverse, so it's a little interesting. Usually I don't throw up information on like, oh, this game was announced and here's a character in the game, or because there's so many fighting games that get releases and stuff like that. However, Hyrule Warriors Legends is coming out on 3DS. I've already played a ton of Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, almost 200, like 175 for hours, so we've got a lot of time on that. But Skull Kid will be playable on Hyrule Warriors Legend, which means if you have both, you should be able to put him into Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. So that's kind of cool. As I said before, there's a demo for Zelda Triforce Heroes. It's only being released to a select 3DS owners. I don't know if I'm going to be one of it. I don't know how they're going to decide that. If you're just going to hop on, it's going to be like, hey, new notification, you've been chosen to demo this game. It's not having the online feature built into this demo, and since you have to play with 3 people, the only thing that they're letting you do is they're like, hey, if you're chosen, we're going to give you 3 codes, you're going to get it, and then you have codes to give to 2 of other of your friends, then you can play as a group 3-person. The problem is that I know about 4 other people that have 3DSs, and only 1 is easily available to play with, so I don't know, even if I got this, how I would find a third person that I would want to give this code to and make sure that we could play together. So that's kind of unfortunate for me if I got it or if I didn't, but oh well. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam was originally slated for 2016. However, it has gotten a release date for December 4th. This kind of looks like Nintendo is like, oh, Star Fox Zero isn't coming out. We need to pump a bunch of lower tier games into the group and just be like, what can we put in before Christmas to get people and bump up sales. However, this whole first week of December is really killing me. Black Friday is the main shopping day, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people really boycott Black Friday and they just don't want to be out because of all the problems it has, but so many more people go shopping on Black Friday, and if your game's not in stores, it can't get picked up. So this is going to affect a lot of sales that could have happened, especially with Xenoblade X that's coming out early December. I mean, so many of these games just aren't going to be available in storefronts until pretty much all the other games are picked clean. However, once these are there, everyone will be like, well, I really want this game, but there's no more copies. But this next week I go and see if there's copies. There's none. Oh, but there's this new game that just came out. Maybe they'll pick it up. Not super effective, I think. Shin Megami Tensei's 4 Final is getting released for February 10th, 2016. Like that. Yokai Watch is getting a demo next week on the eShop. I'm definitely kind of interested in that. It's an interesting idea, but again, like I said about demos, if the experience and all that stuff doesn't transfer, there's kind of no point for me playing it. And then finally, are 2 games that were announced on 3DS and will be out someday. Metabots 9 and Yokai Watch Buster's Moon Rabbit Team. Yeah, weird title, but it's another Yokai Watch game, and this stuff is really taking off in Japan, so we'll see if it's the new Pokemon here in the States. Shovel Knight, the physical release will be delayed until at least November 3rd in North America and October 30th in Europe. They say that's when they're going to get it out, but we'll see. They're still focusing on the Vita as the first thing for the physical, but I could see this getting another delay. As much as they want to get it out for the Christmas holidays, we'll see. For Sony news, a lot of just games with release dates, unfortunately. Not as much really good news that is out there. So, Star Ocean Second Evolution is launching in Japan sometime this month, but no date, which is weird because it's halfway through October. Kenkoi Kai is coming out on the Vita February 18th in Japan. Coven and the Labyrinth of Refrain is coming out January 28th in Japan. Corpse Party Blood Drive will come out October 20th in Europe and Australia. So people have been saying that franchise is actually really amazing. I don't really know, but I keep hearing good things said about it from random people that I'm like, oh, you're actually going to spend time talking about this game. I'm surprised. Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth is coming out in North and South America on February 2nd, 2016. And Space Hulk is coming out in Europe and Australia on October 23rd. There was also a game announced for the Vita called Uppers. Didn't get much information on it right away, but it got a release date. And finally, new games that are out this week or coming out in the weeks to come. For 3DS, Chibi Robo Ziplash came out on October 9th. The Legend of Legacy on October 13th. Goosebumps the game, really well timed for this Halloween festive time of year. Came out on October 13th. The Smurfs came out on October 13th. And only digital, but 3D Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We'll see. Sonic, I know Sega and them are really trying to pump out these Sonic games, but oh man, I'm sorry, they're beating a dead horse. I don't think there's a way of rebooting this or getting the fans back into Sonic. They might just need to work on something else, come up with a new IP. Coming out for 3DS, again, it's always a small list with 3DS, but Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden, yeah, I pronounced that wrong, but oh well. And Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes comes out on the 23rd, so next week maybe we'll be talking about that, so that's not bad. For the Vita, new games, 3/4 Home Extended Edition, Corpse Party Blood Drive, and then an interesting one, 1001 Spikes, came out in Europe. Now, this game has been out for over a year in North America, but Europe didn't have a copy. But it finally popped up on the PlayStation Store, so that's kind of cool. Hopefully some people really enjoy that game, and good luck to that. Coming out for the Vita, we have WRC5 FIA Road Rally Championship coming out on the 16th, so pretty much tomorrow. I might get this uploaded late, so we'll see. Super Beat Sonic on the 20th of October. Tales from the Borderlands Episode 5, The Vault of the Traveler, comes out on the 20th. Earth Defense Force 2, Invaders from Planet Space. That's just a weird title. October 20th. And Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, comes out on the 20th. So that's been your list of handheld games for 3DS and Vita. And new, and some of them not so bad. A lot of people still kind of liking this Legend of Zelda game, and the people that have copies already are playing test copies and trying it out. But I don't know. I'm a little tied just by finances, so kind of when I get a game, it needs to occupy my time for a while. I really don't think, like I said before, Dancing All Night is going to, for as much as that has replay value and could be platinumed, I don't think that's going to be possible for me, especially with the fact that there's another mode of difficulty after the hard, which is insane, especially at how much trouble I'm having with normal. But we'll see. I haven't been getting that many amiibo. Actually, I haven't gotten any amiibo since the last recording. Looked at a couple more, but maybe this Yoshi. But since I'm not going to be getting Yoshi's Woolly World unless someone gives it to me, or I get to get it and borrow it or something, we'll see. My brother did just pick up a Wii U, though. He's not really playing the same games as me, but he's enjoying. He has Xbox One and a Wii U, and he's kind of putting both consoles back and forth. He kind of played his Xbox One, gets tired out of some of the games, jumps over the Wii U, and then he'll bounce back to the Xbox One eventually. But he really enjoys it, so I haven't heard his thoughts on what he thinks about the Wii U gamepad, but maybe someday if he ever lightens his schedule and workload, we could bring him on and we could talk about what he thinks about the Wii U. Kind of just odd recording that wouldn't be on this podcast, but I hope you guys are enjoying how the 30-minute episodes. I've been trying to keep them under, not doing like the 40 minutes and hour long. I try to get through the news and try and find more of what matters, what are the bigger stories, and then kind of let you guys decide if I'm doing a good job, and then see your comments and see what you guys think. But yeah, I might have some surprises, hopefully some more more reviews and some other things popping up over the next couple of weeks. We'll see. A lot of stuff planned. We'll just see if I have the time to get it done. And again, I'm still working on trying to find a way of capturing PlayStation 3 and Wii U footage to share and upload. Really, I mean, you can do it in Smash and Mario Kart 8, but so much of that's just not super useful to me and not some of the stuff that you guys really like as much. So we'll see. We'll see if I can find get a capture device or a way to upload it easier, and then I will let you guys get back to your games. Thanks for sitting in. If you sat in through this all 30 minutes, and I will catch you guys next week. Cowboy Gamer, sign off.